Coming down the tunnel earlier, the Hornets getting mentally prepared. I know the home fans are prepared as well. Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. And we'll be getting the inside story tonight. Shams Charania is joining us at the broadcast table. Shams, it is so great to have you by our side.
Kevin, thank you so much. It's great to be here. I always love to follow the game, talk about the game. It should be a lot of fun tonight.
You'll give great insight. We can't wait to get going. Here's what Miami has lined up on their schedule. On Monday, they'll go back home and they'll be hosting the Detroit Pistons. Then on Wednesday, they'll be matching up against Giannis Antetokounmpo and the New York Knicks.
And that game against Sacramento, it's going to be their 6th contest on the year. Fans will be curious to see how this team continues to form as the season goes on.
So here's Miami's starting group. Tari Eason is out there at DeRozan. Then there's Daniel Gafford. Then there's Javonte Green. And it's Young in at the point. And for the Hornets, all out there with Edwards. Then it's Lauri Markkanen. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Wembanyama in at the center, filling out the middle. Hey, Shams, the Heat seem to always be in that area of making a big move, thinking about a big move, certainly seeing what could be out there. What's your sense? Are they trying to shake up their core right now?
The Heat always feel like they are close to competing and really trying to get to the cusp of winning a championship. The question is, can they find another star player to bring to this group? Are they willing to move the assets? And do they have the complementary pieces to go get that star player? But the Heat, we've seen it over the last 4 or 5 years. They're a team that has one thing in mind, and that's winning a championship.
They can be scary when they get to the playoffs.
Playing the regular season is one thing for this Heat group. They know when the lights are shining the brightest, they can turn it up another level in the playoffs. That's what Eric Spoelstra brings.
The Heat making a switch here. Aldama's checked in. Young outside. Out to DeRozan. Three-pointer. The basket good. Off the assist from Young.
Well, DeRozan not really comfortable beyond the arc, so he really knew this was his shot.
A three from Wembanyama. Rebound by the Heat. And this is the first time matched up with the Hornets this season.
And we'll see if anything's different this year, because they didn't match up well with this team last year, getting swept in the season series.
Not what you'd expect when you look at the standings. I think this game is important to them to try and turn the tables here.
Ball from long range. Carries it from three-point range. And the league continuing, Shams, to tweak the rules around replay review. But would you set a time limit to maybe tweak it a little bit?
Have to, right? Especially some of these games and the way they're ending. It's something to try. If you can't find a cause to really overturn in a minute or two, let's keep this game moving. I think we all love a free-flowing game.
I agree.
And with the way he can rise, Edwards able to get that shot off anytime.
Young against Ball. Aldama with the ball. 11 points last game. And that's a foul called on Bam Adebayo. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
And Young kicks to DeRozan. DeRozan can't get that one to fall. Charlotte has gone 1 or 2 from long range in the first quarter. Edwards against Gafford. They get it again. Here's Wembanyama. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
You know, you have to be aware of Wembanyama on the boards. Really keep a body on him.
And with the new broadcasting deals, NBA salaries figuring Shams to skyrocket.
And we're not even just talking about the players, Kevin. It's the coaches. It's the front office executives. Everyone is seeing some massive, massive paydays. Every single year we're seeing the biggest contract in league history, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger in years to come.
Are you surprised at the size of some of these coaching deals? I mean, the numbers are amazing to me.
Coaching, these front office deals, it's getting higher and higher. And once Monty Williams signed the deal he did, in 2023. That only elevated the market for coaches and front office executives also are getting big pay.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Kevin, thanks. Bam Adebayo talked about how his mentality has evolved over his career. He said, shoot the ball. I feel like that's been my evolution. It sounds very simple. And I came into this league as a defender. I feel like the progression's been shoot the ball, worry about everything else later. Kevin?
Certainly, DA is a two-way threat. Let's find out the news on Tari Easton with David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, I caught up with the head athletic trainer from Miami. Oh, that is not what you want to see. It sounds like it's a serious injury. Well, you hate suffering injuries any time of the year, but it's especially impactful this early on. Tough break. Back to you guys.
David, thanks for the great update, guys. It doesn't sound good.
No, if that report is accurate, he's going to be spending a lot of time in rehab and on the sideline.
And in the training room, guys. I mean, that is not going to be an easy injury to bounce back from.
And some well-needed scoring. He stops a 13-0 run by the Hornets.
Wembanyama looking it over. Over Bagley. A shot by Wembanyama, no good.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Herter on the wing. Defended by Aldama. And Wembanyama throws it down.
A huge part of Wembanyama's game, his ability to just devour the glass on both ends.
Jones, the pass to Bagley. Herter against DeRozan. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
Yeah, and he wasn't someone you wanted to foul if you were defending him last season. 85% is what he made from the line.
And guys, the numbers don't lie. I mean, he was such a reliable presence at the free throw line all throughout last season.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Trace Jackson-Davis comes in for Marvin Bagley. Young is subbed in for Jones.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you. Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold this quarter. Man.
The Hornets shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Bogdanovich wide open. And that one released in time, but no good. Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Charlotte Hornets. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. Looking at what we've seen from the Hornets, pretty much in control here, it would appear.
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
They've got Kevin Herter. Toppin is out there with Nicholas Claxton. Then it's Simmons. And it's Ball in at the 2. So that's who Charlotte starts the second with.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
And Charms, I've always wondered, watching you, reading you, when did you first fall in love with the NBA? And when did you decide to cover it?
Really, when I was around 10, 11 years old, I grew up in Chicago right as the Bulls dynasty was starting. I wasn't quite old enough, but I was old enough to see some of those scrappy Bulls teams in the mid-2000s. And basketball was always a part of the national discourse, but also part of my life playing it, and then now being someone that's able to inform the audience and the public.
You know what? I'm looking up and down this table. I think we all feel the exact same.
And looking at the stats, Bojan, one of the more prolific corner 3 shooters, he loves that spot.
Ollie Markkanen's checked in for Simmons. Trace Jackson-Davis is checked in for Miami. Ball against Young. From 8. Ball with the bucket. Ball's got 5 now.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Well, we talked about expansion. That has been floated around. We know that teams would have to realign. Shams, any ideas on which teams might have to shift with expansion in the East or West?
Certainly, most of the potential expansion cities, the high-level ones, have been noted as teams in the West. Maybe you have a team out east that is in the West moving into the Eastern Conference. But the league could obviously surprise everyone with a different solution. Maybe having one expansion team be an Eastern Conference team, one being a West. There's several options that Adam Silver and the NBA have.
I would think New Orleans would be one of those teams, right? Just where they are geographically. Memphis, those two teams are in the West, and I could see them maybe going east. Possible?
Certainly Minnesota and Memphis. Those are two teams that, to me, have an Eastern Conference feel.
Trent outside. From the arc. Kept alive. Pass to Aldama. Trent outside. There's a screen by Aldama. Hey, Shams, no one is keyed on the league like you. Is there an under-the-radar trend that you're seeing around the NBA, or the next thing that you're anticipating may happen with the way the league will sway one way or the other?
Talking to executives around the league, it's clear that length has been very important, but having players that do multiple things and are versatile, that is of the utmost importance right now. We saw what happened with the Celtics winning a championship this year. I think that certainly is going to have an impact on how teams are going to build moving forward. Like the Celtics, you want to have players, 3 to 5 players that are playing heavy minutes for you, that are doing everything out there on the floor, not just one particular person.
And timeout is called by Eric Spoelstra. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Some changes here for the Hornets. Victor Wembanyama is checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Edwards comes in for Kevin Huerter. And it's DeAnthony Melton in for Ball. Tari Eason's checked in for the Heat. DeMar DeRozan comes in for Gary Trent.
Oh, man. DeRozan with the rapid release.
Up top, Melton. Defended by Young. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Trey Jones is checked in for Miami.
You know, with Melton, you get a lot. You get floor spacing, steals. He can play both guard positions. And he's a good rebounder for his size, too.
Charlotte leading by 13. Edwards looking it over. Charlotte again missing.
Now, you can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look. But when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the new leadership in Charlotte has made it clear that it's not going in for quick fixes. The goal is sustained success, building with youth and development. Call it roster flexibility or a blank slate. But with some promising young players and more health, there's nowhere to go but up. Kevin?
Health is huge. That's the hope. Hey, David, thank you. And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. Oh, wasn't that wonderful? Easy to see why Shams has so many sources around the game. He's so easy to talk to.
Yeah, it's all about relationships at the end of the day. When the conversations come easily, that suits his purpose as a reporter.
Eason gets a wide open look. There's the triple. Markkanen pulls it in. Charlotte leading by 15. Goes up the baseline. And there's Edwards on the assist by Markkanen. 10 points for Anthony Edwards.
Just make sure you keep getting him touches. I mean, you love what he's doing at the offensive end. Don't go away from him.
On the wing, DeRozan. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. And DeAnthony Melton picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Third team foul. Substitution for your Hornets. Bam Adebayo. LaMelo Ball.
17 seconds left to play here in the second quarter.
That's a second foul of the first half. Not a big deal yet, but something to keep an eye on.
Miami shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Javonte Green. 2 shots.
And both free throws good for Green. 16 seconds left in the first half. Ball against Jones. The drive-by Ball. And Ball slams it in.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Well, you know, it's been all high percentage shots for them so far. I mean, just the kind of execution you want in the first half.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Hornets lead by 17. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
Welcome, everybody.
When you shoot it efficiently, the probability of winning goes way up. It also saves you wasted energy.
Yeah, sometimes teams try.
Okay, now let's see what's going on around the league in terms of injuries.
Yeah, the Rockets are not 100% right now. It's a challenge playing without Embiid. Not just on the offensive end, but the rim protection.
No doubt, one of the game's great players. Injury is the only... That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back to...
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Man, we're seeing a tremendous game from LaMelo Ball.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Here's who Eric Spoelstra is starting the second half with. Daniel Gafford is out there with Tari Eason. Then there's Javonte Green. Then it's DeRozan, and it's Young in at the point. Green finds Gafford. Here's Eason. And Greg, you talk about toughness, the compete factor. How does a team create that culture?
Call it critical mass. When you have the entire organization and enough players committed to that kind of effort, everyone has to meet that level.
Charlotte leading by 17. There's Ball with the 3. Bangs home the trifecta. Ball's got 15.
You know, if LaMelo shoots it at a high clip from deep, man, oh man, I don't know how anybody's going to guard it.
And Ball slams it in.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
And the dunk by DeRozan.
We've seen this a bunch of times. DeMar having a huge night, and the defense has no answer.
And a chance to check out the stats for Anthony Edwards. He's coming off an excellent season, putting up about 26 points per, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. And every team wants a scorer to give them a lift off the bench, and that's just what he brings.
Well, he's instant offense. I mean, the game's momentum can be going one way, then bam, his scoring turns the tide.
And Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, receiving a record 8-year, $120 million extension. Hey, that's some big dough.
Is it ever? And remains coaching for the only NBA franchise he's ever worked for. Already one of the most tenured head coaches in the association, and that figures to continue for a while.
DeRozan for 3. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Wembanyama's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And there's the bucket for Markkanen.
And I like that. Markkanen needs to play like a 7-footer because he's got the talent, but he also has a pretty strong frame when he wants to use it.
And we'll have a timeout called by Eric Spoelstra. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Kevin Herter, he's checked in for Charlotte. And Miami also making a switch. Aldama's checked in. Here's Young. And again, it's the Heat missing. The Hornets have gone 4-6 from the field since the start of the third. And the basket by Edwards.
Edwards just doesn't allow defenders to bottle him up. Great focus and persistence.
Young for three. A three-pointer is right on target. Young's got 5 points so far.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
The three. And that's good. LaMelo Ball for three.
He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
And the call will be against LaMelo Ball. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. The wide open look here for DeRozan.
But still, eventually you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down.
And the three off target.
Not much falling for him this quarter, guys, and you can sense his frustration.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And, you know, the lead just keeps growing. I mean, this game is not going to get out of their grip. They're going to keep pulling away.
.146 left to play in the third. Got that bucket in no time at all. Aldama's got his second bucket tonight.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
And that one's good. Wembanyama.
Well, not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
DeRozan inside. Edwards there. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Now in the later stages of his career, Greg, DeMar DeRozan continues to be a master from the mid-range.
Kevin, we all know he loves that area of the floor. And what makes him so effective, the footwork. He's so good at backing guys down and creating space to get that jumper off.
Catching up on the changes for Charlotte. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Victor Wembanyama. Toppin comes in for Bam Adebayo. Kyle Anderson is checked in for Edwards. And it's Ben Simmons in for Ball.
And given how well he shoots it from the line, this is not a good foul. You've got to avoid that at all costs.
In recent seasons, the Charlotte Hornets, Clark, have been very active in the trade market.
Well, it seems like they're always wheeling and dealing. I mean, they're on a quest for that perfect fit lineup, moving pieces around, trying to find the right recipe for success.
D'Anthony Melton, he's checked in for Anderson. No good from Simmons. Miami's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. Here's Jones. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jones. Charlotte making a switch here. Anderson's checked in.
For your Hornets, number 20, Kyle Anderson.
Charlotte's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. And the Hornets miss again. And Miami shooting pretty terrible here in the third quarter at around 30%. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. The free throw drops for Trent.
Gary Trent taking 2 shots.
Good on both. 16 seconds left here in the third quarter. Herter on the wing, defended by Trent. Herter, no good.
Clearly the defense could have been better there, guys, but he also needs to convert that.
And so it's the Charlotte Hornets riding high with a 23-point lead heading into the break. The scoring has been tremendous. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Terrific versatility coming from a big man. Not something that the majority of big guys possess.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Anderson is out there with Obi Toppin. Then there's Ben Simmons. Then there's Nicholas Claxton. And it's Herter in at the 2. So that's the Hornets 5. Pass to Herter. And it's good, assisting on the play with Simmons.
Excellent at seeing the floor. Simmons brings a pass-first mentality to his game.
Young with no one around. No good with the triple. Hornets shooting 65%, an outstanding offensive display from them.
I like that creativity, double clutching to catch the defender on the way down. I can go for that.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Herter passes to Claxton. Shoots over Jackson Davis. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
I love that mid-range shot. It's definitely giving the defender something extra to think about.
It's good.
You got to do more than that to keep the ball out of his hands down low.
Exactly. I mean, deny him the ball in the first place. Don't let him get it.
Claxton trying to free himself up. That one goes in.
The interior game of Simmons is rock solid. When he gets a matchup he likes, he knows exactly how to exploit it.
Young from outside. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
He's been ice cold tonight. And, you know, you look at the scoreboard, guys, they really could have used his contribution.
Anderson's shot is off. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Heat. Here's Trent. Jackson Davis in the corner. That 3 off the mark. The Hornets have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A nice efficiency there.
Fantastic at recognizing when to attack the hoop. Kyle Anderson, a very high IQ player.
Young pass to Bogdanovich. Miami no good on that time either.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
A nice shot by Anderson. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. And here's Young from the arc. Buries the long-range jumper.
Just a threat to score off the dribble. Young is crafty at assessing the defense and exploiting.
Pass to Claxton. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Young, no good.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
Herter, that's a 2-pointer. And Charlotte again with the bucket.
Good awareness by Simmons. He's so good at reading the defense and finding a shooter and setting him up perfect.
Pass to Aldama. Here's Bogdanovich. There's a screen by Aldama. Launches a 3. Bojan Bogdanovich, and that's good.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Hornets.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that in men. They just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
Especially because they're going to get together 3 more times this season. You love to get an opponent figured out early when you're going to be seeing them that often.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for LaMelo Ball.
Boy, this game really had his name all over it. I mean, he relished being the guy to carry the load offensively.
Young against Simmons. Young drives in. Basket counts.
Such a creative ball handler. Young has an ability to carve out room for himself with his dribble.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Anderson. Aldama with the rebound. And Miami has possession. Inside. And Aldama slams it in.
You can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. They waited too long to finally ramp themselves up.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And I think they can start that celebration right now. I mean, what a terrific team victory.
And so it's the Hornets taking care of business in this one. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, LaMelo Ball.